stream cut off. It got stuck. So usually sometimes they'll let you resume, and sometimes it just like no. So it didn't let me resume. So I'm just gonna pick up here and call it part two. So I left off with the Hangman and the Chariot card. So your perception of control and this whole journey itself may need to shift, or maybe it is shifting for the both of you. And I also feel like your path may be taboo to the next person. It's not meant for everyone else to get it. You're unique in your own right. Your path is unique. Your journey is unique. And it's going to have twists and turns. And I feel like we've gotten so caught up in what love is supposed to be, the journey of love, when, how we're supposed to be in love, what age are we supposed to be in love, what settling down is, what marriage is, what twin flames are, what soulmates are. We got so caught up in that ideology that we haven't outgrown those things and come into our own individual beliefs, our own personal journey of that. And I feel like that's where the confusion comes in, also the control of other people. So the Five of Wands, clarifying the transformation, is, yeah, your ego is kind of uncomfortable, or the lower aspect of yourself may be uncomfortable. This whole process may be uncomfortable. You feel like you're fighting something within yourself, or you just aren't able to make sense of something, or you can't control this energy. But you're going to overcome this. It's a short-lived energy. Whatever this challenge is short-lived. And what's going to lead to this is you're going to feel more balance in yourself emotionally, but it's also like, I'm ready to live, like I'm ready, I'm happy, like I feel like I can take on the world. Or you start to see things from a higher perspective, and you start to see yourself in the eyes of your truth, which is successful. You are meant to succeed in this universe. Everybody has that birthright to succeed and be successful, whatever that means to you. And this is that enlightenment, that truth, and that understanding of that with this halo on both of these cards. There's a halo over them. Okay, it's that enlightenment and that truth about who you are and what your individual aspect, who you are as an individual. So let's look at the divine masculine and see where you're at. Divine masculine energies within yourself, within this connection. How are you holding up with this whole separatory energy? And a lot of times when people separate, like friends, family, like, you guys have those falling outs or whatever, or just natural separations. You just go through your own life situations. When you catch up, you'll like, no time is lost, but it's also sometimes you're just like, let me tell you about what my life was like, when I wasn't, doing this, or you guys didn't see me or hear from me. And it's like, usually a lot of times people go through these major shifts. So sometimes spirit does that to separate people for a reason, because it's like these individuals have to go into that space within themselves to go through these spiritual processes, these awakenings, this evolution process, this growth process, this self-awareness process in different ways. So it could be madness, but it can also be like, oh my God, let me tell you. Like, so let's see, divine masculine. Thank you. Two cards came out for them. Our enemy and sense control. Okay. So they're also like having to control their ego too. And so you guys could be mirroring each other to some extent. Let's see what their energy's looking like. Fertility, anger, karma, okay, courage, and fortune. So you got Empress, Devil, Judgment, Strength, and I think this is, 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. So Wheel of Fortune. Alright. So I feel that this person, they may have some karma they need to clear up with other people, and they don't really feel like they have a sense of control over their own lives. And they could be taking it in a lower vibrational sense, that they're blaming everybody else for their confusion or mishaps, or not feeling like, oh, I can't do this because, my mom or my dad did this, or, my ex-girlfriend or my ex-boyfriend did this, or my ex-husband, my ex-wife, or my boss. Like, they're blaming everybody. Like, it's almost like the world is against them. And in a way, I kind of feel like this person can be quite manipulative with that story, because it kind of paints this picture that everybody else is in the wrong, and it takes the pressure off of them. So whether they're doing this within themselves, saying these things to themselves, or they're saying it to you or just other people. But it's like this person, it's kind of like they need to grow up. It's like mommy's not going to be here to support them, and it's for some of them, they're used to your presence, or they're used to their mother. This could be this karmic energy that's being cleared is connected to their mother, whether she was in their lives or not, or some sort of mother figure that raised them. They're putting all of that pressure onto this person, whether they're blaming them or they're using this person as a crutch. And I feel this divine energy is like they're looking at you as I hope I don't get like any copyright, because my sister's obsessed with, I don't want to say their name. I don't know how YouTube works, but my sister's obsessed with that group, and she listens to them all the damn time, and I hope I don't get any copyright for that. But so fertility, I feel, was the Empress card. It can represent as the divine feminine being looked at, or looking at this feminine energy as the prototype of who they should be, and maybe even what they want, or maybe reminding them of their mother for a reason to trigger that anger outside of them. This person may be used to being in abusive relationships, or they've seen their mother in abusive relationships, or they could be in a very toxic relationship right now, or you two could be in a toxic relationship with each other. But I just get this vibe that they're challenged by their anger, and they're allowing it to consume them. They're allowing this abusive energy, whether they're physically abusive, they have been in the past, or they just are abusive in some sort of way, like their ego is having a really hard time with releasing its control over everything and everyone in their environment, and they really don't like it. So the Judgment card represents that they're being reminded of their karma. So whether this is them being abusive toward, I don't like this card. This card is pretty heavy. But this person, they could have been abusive, or if you're the divine masculine energy, you may have been abusive in your heyday, okay? In your past. Whether it's verbally, because he's playing a flute and he has all these women surrounding him. So kind of like this little playerish pimp little vibe going on, where you may have it like that. All you got to do is cry wolf, or talk about what your parents did or what your ex did, and everybody just falls at your feet. And I feel like you're seeing the error in your ways, if I'm speaking to a divine masculine. If not, then this is what I'm picking up for the divine masculine, that they're seeing the error in their ways, and the karma is calling them out, because they're both playing a flute. Okay, the Judgment card, she's playing the flute. Sense of control card, he's playing the flute. So being called out on their mess, or this woman, the divine feminine, could be calling them out without actually calling them out. It could just be her mere presence is like, damn, like, you just make me feel like I ain't shit, basically. Excuse my language, but really. Or it could just be some other woman is doing this and they don't like it. So the Courage card represents that this person has to be okay with, have that inner willpower to overcome whatever they're destroying. They're destroying aspects of themselves that just, it's not good for them. It's not of their highest good. And they have to be okay with the destruction of the ego, or what doesn't serve them. And it's okay to admit your wrongs, because once you do, that's the healing. That's the process of healing. So you may not be happy with yourself. Maybe you're blaming someone else that was abusive towards you, or abusive towards your mother, or if that's the case, your grandmother, your aunt, your sister. Maybe you're used to seeing, men abuse women, or women abuse men. It can go both ways. The Fortune card, with all of this, if they can keep heart and overcome these challenges and face their karma and say, I choose a different path, but that's not my life anymore, or I don't have to take on what my parents went through, what people in, my hood used to do, or my brother used to do this, or my sister. You don't have to take on that karmic energy. And they could also be clearing karma out from their lineage too, but the rewards are great. They're going to be blessed. Divine masculine, you're going to be blessed for overcoming these things. It's not easy. This process is not easy by any means. So you got the Hangman as well. is the feminine energy had. Okay, so the divine feminine is only showing you something about yourself that maybe you've denied, or you're afraid to fully step out of, or this feminine, whether it's your personal divine feminine or just another divine feminine energy around you, is showing you things that are holding you back. Showing you in what way you're not being authentic to yourself, and how this is keeping you stagnated and stuck. That's the whole thing of this. Also, with the Ace of Cups, with the anger card, it could be that this is preventing your heart from being receptive to love or to giving love. Your heart chakra could be blocked due to this experience with the Devil card, the anger issues that you have, or that the anger you have towards someone else, the resentment you have towards someone else. And maybe the lack of, maybe you feel someone resents you or is angry or hates you for something you did to them. Maybe you haven't forgiven yourself for that. Then you got the Sun card over here with the Karma card, the Judgment card. So it's like there's going to be revitalization and renewal, but you have to confront and face this karma and choose a different path. Just let that energy that the past is bringing up is only as a reminder of something, but you also have a choice to change and turn around, because you are going through a renewal process. Okay. Then I believe this is the Lovers card. You got that clarifying the Strength card, the Courage card. So the courage or the strength to destroy how you perceive love, you know, or whatever that needs to be destroyed that's keeping you from having this divine connection and loving someone and being okay with giving and receiving that love. But it also may be needing to make a choice between something and something else, you know, your soul versus the ego, or versus the flesh, and those things that are toxic. Then you have the Page of Wands clarifying the Wheel of Fortune card. So kind of like going on your journey with this optimism and excitement and this joy and this trust, that kind of being like in your childlike essence, knowing that that's going to lead to something very fruitful, a blessing and a gift. It could make you feel, also could be sacrificing that young energy that you used to operate in, that you're no longer that person. But it can also be you don't recognize who you are, and it takes you back to that inner child, that part of you that was innocent, that playful, that happy person that you once were. It could bring you back to that. So, all right. So now I'm going to look at how the Divine Feminine and Masculine feel about each other. So I'm going to start with the Divine Feminine energy and see what your thoughts, your feelings, your perception, and your overall intentions are with this connection. Completion, which is the World. Courage, the Strength card. Wisdom with the High Priestess. And Leadership with the Emperor. Okay. So, completion, I feel mentally, you feel that if both of you guys could, it's like this third energy. It's a masculine and feminine energy, like the two heads, and then there's one body. So it's like if we can just come together, then everything would be well. Everything would just go right. Yeah, everything would just go smooth. Everything would be perfect if only this person can maybe know or realize or recognize. It could be that energy of wanting to recognize or being recognized by this energy, or this person recognizing the connection or recognizing you. That if only that they can come into this awareness or this conclusion, or we can all get on the same page, then maybe, yeah, the Restless Mind. Yeah, some of you guys may be thinking too much into this with the Restless Mind card. You're allowing your thoughts to overrule you, and you're not allowing that inner child, that energy that's non-detached to situations or outcomes or trying to control things, take the lead and trust the spirits navigating this. It kind of has that Chariot vibe to it. And then you have the Courage card, which is how you feel. You feel like this person is not being like forthcoming, and they're not being they're not stepping up to the plate. you feel like this person is refusing to let go of something that they need to let go of, or just maybe you feel like they're being in their ego as well. Then you have the High Priestess card with the wisdom. So your whole perception is that you see everything for what it is. You feel like in your heart of hearts, you know whatever you know. Some of you guys may feel like music is speaking to you. I feel like you guys do a lot of meditating, a lot of going within, and you feel like you know what you know about the situation, and you feel like this person kind of needs to step up to the plate in some way. You have some ideas about something. The leadership card, which is the Emperor. I see the ancestor money right here. It looks like it, at least to me. So some sort of offering. So your intentions may be to work with your ancestors to help this person step into their divinity or step into their masculine energy or power. Then you got the Queen of Wands. So some of you guys may be into spirituality. You guys may be into spell work, prayer. You're very spiritual. A lot of people may not know that about you, or maybe a lot of people do know your power and your strength. You know, you're a fearless individual, a fearless feminine energy. Could be a fire sign. Then you have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is this man. He's over here pimping it out with multiple women. So it could be that your masculine is involved with you and another woman, or feminine energies. Or it could be that they just sleep around, period. And not exclusive to anybody. And I feel for some of you, this may be something you feel like this person needs to clear. They need to work this out. The Two of Wands. Yeah, you feel like this person is split between two energies. You know, they're over here with me, but then they're doing this, or they're still stuck on being this player, or they don't know who they want or what they want. And you feel like maybe this person is stuck between a crossroads. So maybe you work with your ancestors, whoa, for crossroad work or something like that. And then you have the Emperor right here. So you got the Emperor twice. You just want this person to step into their divinity. But it could be that these two masculine energies can represent that there's two masculine energies that you're trying to choose between, or you want to be clear and sure if this is your masculine that you should be with, or this person has their own agenda, their own free will. So I would kind of suggest that don't step into this person's free will and try to do something, even if that you feel like it's meant to help them. Spirit's already got their back. They're already being guided through this process. So there's nothing that you need to do. Of course, continue to send love. I see a lot of green energy in these cards. So using your heart chakra energy, unconditional love does require you stepping out of the way and allowing somebody else to walk their journey without trying to intervene with that. Okay, so let's see where they're at with you and how they feel about you during this separative energy. Ooh, thank you. They always get two cards. Sacrifice and rebirth. Sacrifice and rebirth with Ganesha or Ganesh. Okay. So this person, they're going to have, they like being the center of the attention. They like having multiple women or multiple men, you know, the option of sleeping with multiple people, or just the attention that they get. You know, they like that. They like to be known for something specifically. The praise that they get, or being known for something, period. Beginning, which is the Fool again. The Justice card. Solitude, which is the Hermit. And Harmony, which is the Temperance card. So they like being the center of attention, and they have to sacrifice that and give that all up. At least that's what they feel. You see how they got all these people like in the spotlight, like watching them. And then they have Ganesh here. So it's like they feel like they're sitting on something very valuable, and it's a sacrifice to have to give all of that up. And mentally, how they feel about you, mentally what they're thinking about you, is that there may be a baby and child involved between you two, and they're thinking about it. But it can also represent that this person feels or thinks that there's something that has changed. Something that is new has taken place. The Ten of Swords. So with an ending and a beginning. So maybe you two aren't communicating, or they feel like someone's made it clear that they want to start over or start anew without one another or something, but they're very clear that there's a beginning that took place after some sort of ending, or that in order to have something or begin something with you, something needs to end. So what is it that they feel with the Justice card? This card is funny to me because it's like, he's like, can you please loan me $1? And he's like, wait, excuse me, what? I didn't hear you. Like, what? Excuse me, run that by me again. I didn't hear you. Like, something like, it kind of looks like, pardon me, excuse me. Like, so someone, they could feel like you guys are not communicating clearly, or they just don't understand where you're coming from, or they might feel like you may not understand where they're coming from. It's kind of like someone's pleading and the other person is like, I don't get it, I don't understand it, can you speak up, can you but there's love here. There's a lot of green in these cards. It's the heart chakra energy, and I feel like this person may feel like they owe you something. Got the World card. So they feel that you may deserve the world, but maybe that's something that they felt like they did not give to you, and maybe that's something that they wish they could give you, or they would like to give you. They feel like at the time maybe they just didn't really understand you, or they just refused to listen. Yeah, with the Emperor card, they're very prideful, very stuck in their ways, and want what they want. But now it's like, let's mutually or equally do this right. Let's be on the same page with what we both want. The Solitude card, how they're perceiving you is kind of like someone who's above and beyond them, or maybe someone that's deciding to just focus on bettering themselves, um, maybe mastering something within themselves, like a spiritual journey. The Three of Pentacles. So it could be that they don't really know what you're up to, and they may be thinking that there's someone else involved that you're dealing with. They don't know if there's a third party involved, or they just feel like you've ghosted them after learning about someone else, or you're very focused on working on work or working on yourself, period. So they know this, or they just assume this. For a lot of them, I feel like they know that you're going through this, and you may very well be in hermit mode and going through this process, and spirit may be protecting you from getting too close to each other, or you guys may not be in speaking terms at all, but you're being protected because it's like, I don't need her or him to have any distractions. I need you to back up a little bit. You can only get so close to this person because I need them to heal and go within whatever they need to do. I need them to do the work that's necessary. Then you have the Harmony card, and that's a Temperance. So this person is being very patient with you, and that's because they want you guys to be on the same page. I feel like this person genuinely cares about your well-being and cares about this connection, that they do want some balance and harmony between the two of you. And I feel like they are receptive to you, but they want to make sure that the timing is right. So they are worried about what's going to transpire at this time between the two of you. And I feel like they're trying to have patience and trust and not worry about the situation, because something within them may want to take the lead, but they're questioning whether it's the right time or not. They're thinking too much into this a little bit. All right. So let's see what your advice is, and then I'll see what message you and this person want to give to each other. What's your message from them to you? So before I do that, let's pull Romance Angels card as advice. Okay, that card popped up. Retreat. I forgot to pull those. So retreat and true love. It's time to disconnect from the world, and this is a romance of a lifetime. So it could be that you both need to spend some time apart or alone together. But I feel like the separation, what it's going to do is it's going to show you the essence of this connection, whether this is truly true love or not. That it's going to reveal that to you, I feel. Some of you guys, it might be that after this process, I don't know where this is coming from, but some of you guys might elope and get married or something. or you guys separated, and then, you know, maybe you guys halted your wedding date or your engagement, and then when you guys come after this, you find that this is true love and you guys go forth with your marriage or something. Or you guys might be going through a legal separation and you decide, no, we want to continue with our marriage because we really love each other in spite of our differences. So some of you guys might need this separation to really see whether this is what you want to commit to and who you want to commit to, and if this person is of, you know, this is a true divine love connection, an unconditional loving connection. And sometimes that does require, you know, you guys to separate and really find yourselves within yourself. So let's see what you want to say to them. So in short, allow this time to yourself. Retreat within yourself. And if you are with this person and you live together, or you guys see each other every day, but you guys are just going through some bumps in the road, spending time with each other in some way may lead to that clarity that this is really true love. Like, this is really it. Like, and maybe the respect of, I've allowed you that time. Like, I loved you enough to give you your space to go within yourself and really figure things out. Or, you know, whether we've been talking or not, I've respected you enough to allow you to go through your own journey and not intervene or trying to control or, you know, merge or bust my way into it. Because true unconditional love, for the most part, is it's that detachment and allowing people to live their own lives. And whether that be we come back together or not, it's kind of like best friends that have not spoken in so long that they may have had kids or they got relationships, so they don't really spend as much time as they used to spend together. But when they do catch up, it's like, oh my gosh, girl, I miss you, blah blah blah, guess what happened in my life, blah blah blah. And you guys talk on the phone for hours. There's no love lost, there's no hate, there's none of that. Even if you guys have had a falling out, you guys are like, that's my best friend, that's my sister, or that's my brother. I'm never gonna, you know, not stop caring about this person. And when you talk, and that's kind of how you have to see this connection. It's like you guys are always going to be connected if this is truly the person for you. And even if they don't end up being that, you know, the love is not lost because the love was always true. So regardless of how you choose to walk your journeys, it's a respect of, I love that person. I may not agree with their decisions or what they want to do in life or who they want to be with, but I respect them enough that they're living their own lives and their own journey. And I support them through love. And if this is the one, then same thing. Like, I'm not going to attach myself to this person and be heavily dependent upon, oh, are we going to be together? Are we not? What is this connection? What is it? Because all of that at the end of the grand scheme of things does not matter. Spirit speaks energy. Spirit doesn't speak labels and titles. Oh, this is my boyfriend. This is my husband. This is my wifey. This is my twin flame. Like, Spirit doesn't care about none of that. Spirit is energy based. It's a vibration. So if the vibration is high and it's that pure essence of love, it's inevitable. If you guys are vibrating off that same essence and same energy, it's inevitable that you two, your energies are going to vibe together. And if it's someone that maybe your vibrations, you've evolved towards different energies and different spaces and time, that's cool. The love will still be there. It was still valid. It was still real. So some people are not able to do that. It's not easy. Like, I'm gonna be real, it's not. I know for a fact it's not easy. But one thing that is true, that when something is for you, it's gonna come back into your life. It's like your house keys, you lose them and you're like, oh shit, I forgot. I don't know what I did with my house keys or whatever. And when you're not thinking about it, you're not worried about it, because you know inevitably that those house keys, they're yours and you need them or whatever, you know, but they open doors to your home, whatever. I'm trying to make it make sense, but that's when you find them, and that's okay, there they are. Oh, I didn't know. So when you stop hanging on to things and just let vibration do what it do and let it be what it be, if it's for you, it's going to come back into your life. And it's not meant to be in your life, it won't stay, and that's okay. So yeah. But yeah, it's like respecting your own journey as you respect other people's journey and love them regardless. So let's see what the Divine Feminine wants to say to the Divine Masculine, and what does the Divine Masculine want to say to the Divine Feminine. Okay. Divine Feminine energy. What do you want to say? Got some lots of shit to say, don't you? All right. 4 cards came out for the Divine Feminine. Divine Masculine energy. What you got? What you got to say? What you got to say? What do you want to say? What you want to say? Anything else? Okay. 3 things they want to say. So let's start with the Divine Feminine. What you want to say is, it's easier just to stay away right now. I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. I just wasn't ready for you. I'm reminded of you constantly. So some of you guys may be admitting to your own, you know, egos and things like, okay, I know you're right. I hear what you're saying, or I understand. Whether this be a verbal conversation that was had, or you just know, you just sense and you feel and you're respecting their wishes or their decisions or something of that nature. But you feel like, you know, they may have been calling you out on something that you're just not ready to hear. Or maybe someone else intervened for this person and spoke on their behalf, and you're like, okay, I get what they're saying, but I just need to come to my own conclusion. You feel like you're becoming aware, and you want them to know that you weren't ready for them. Like, okay, I admit I was not really ready for this like I thought I was. But you're also letting them know that you're reminded of them constantly, whether it's their smell, whether it's their laugh, whether it's their name, a song, dreams, whatever, numbers. You want them to know that you have not. So the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine wants you to know that it's probably best that you stay away right now, and for them to stay away for their own reasons. And whatever you've said, they are admitting that you were right, and they know that they just weren't ready for you, and that's why things didn't work out, or they respect the fact that you were not ready for them as well, or you just weren't ready for each other. But they're reminded of you constantly. So I feel like this is a conversation that you both had about something, and they agree with you now that they look back on it, that you were right. It kind of goes, I don't know where this is coming from, but I feel guided to share it. And I'm not making no conclusions, but this is what Spirit wants me to share. Maybe this will make sense to someone. Maybe this is a message. So, I had an ex, and like, it was agreed upon breakup or separation or whatever. It was agreed upon, but it wasn't easy. Like, I knew within myself that I needed to do it, but I didn't want to. But I was like, what am I going to do? I know I need to let it go, and I have no choice. They're wanting to let it go, but they were just basically saying, like, we smother each other. It's like we don't even give each other time to just be, and we kind of rush into this, and we should have just slowed it down a little bit, whether this was on BS or not. But I felt like it was true. We were smothering each other. We weren't allowing things to just be. It was like we were rushing into things a little too quickly, and I still had problems with certain issues. I still had trust issues, and that was a part of what brought the separation about. So it's like, you can go back and see, and I could see how I was doing that, and I can also admit that I wasn't ready to be in a relationship with anybody because of these issues I had. I was being triggered, and those things are being triggered out of me to show me I'm not ready to be with anybody. So I feel like this is kind of that type of thing that they might have not said it verbatim, like, hey, you know, this is what it is, but in some essence you can kind of see that, okay, you were right, and I need to come to my own conclusions about that. Like, I wasn't ready to accept that, but I had to see it later on, like, oh, this is showing me that I wasn't really ready, and things cannot move forward with this person because I was still caught up in codependency and needing to constantly be all up in somebody's ass all day, or them to be all up in my ass, and talking to them every 5 minutes, and FaceTiming each other every 5 minutes, seeing each other every week or every whatever. And it became very very restricting. So I feel like this can kind of resonate with you, or it could be different, but that's the essence I'm getting. Like, that's the story for some of you, not literally like mine, but just that whole energy. Like, you can understand their point of why. For them though, you, Divine Masculine, what you want to say is, I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that. I just have to do something else right now. Please try and understand. I've looked you up online to see what you've been up to. So they want you to know that they are apologetic, like I was kind of picking up in the spread with the justice card, that they may have been apologizing for something that they have done towards you. They are regretful for that. They do apologize for that. They feel that right now that it's best that they kind of do them right now. So whether that be that they're with somebody else, or they're just keeping their options open, or they want to focus on work, they want to focus on whatever for themselves, they want you to understand that. And that's the part of that journey, that essence I was saying, that unconditional love, that we have to respect people's personal journeys, because we may not understand why they decide to do certain things, or why they end up dating certain people, or why they did this, or why are they not being authentic. And it could be this is a part of something they're meant to learn and experience. But whatever the case may be, is to respect it and respect your own journey and allow you to flow through your own journey as well. It says, I've looked you up online to see what you've been up to. So this person still kind of keeps tabs on you. So whether you guys follow each other on social media or you don't, they found a way to keep up with you somehow online. And if you guys don't have social media accounts, that may not resonate with you. That may not be the message for you. Only take part of this reading that resonates with you, because not everything is going to be meant for everyone, okay? So I hope that this message resonated, this reading resonated. It helped bring some clarity to your situations. If you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, please check the description box below. If you guys have any questions about my readings, availability to set up booking dates and things like that, please email me directly. You know, rather than email me on my website or chatting me on my website or DMing me on Instagram and stuff, please email me directly at Gmail, one of my Gmail accounts directly, please. And if you guys would like to subscribe and share, I would greatly appreciate